Okay. So I dumped an entire vial of the green sparkles in. About 175 milliliters. And again, I think that this is going to be too much, but better too much than too little. But no for next time. And then in this one, also identical, 175 milliliters. I'm going to do initially a very large scoop. Of the jasper green. Second large scoop. Yeah, that's a better consistency. I'm recording, honey. Recording. Now, pretty much just gonna pour so. Actually, I'm gonna wait. I think that you can see I've overfilled. It's interesting to see how the whole thing is kind of like the heat, the cells are moving. Messy art, I love it. Pop the bubbles and we'll see how this turns out here in a bit. Okay, so today I'm gonna do the form for the box to hold the dominoes. And I was thinking I was gonna do a combination of the glitter and the green, but I think I'm gonna just stick with the mica. So I'm gonna put that aside. And I'm gonna put a little bit of the diamond dust because I'm gonna do the top and one side clear. And I just want it to have a little bit of shine to it. Get that mixed in. And I measured this out, and this is 230 milliliters. So it's, for these two sections is 100 milliliters, for these two sections it's 100 milliliters, these two sections it's 30 milliliters. Get that stirred up. And I have heated let the epoxy heat up to 42 degrees Celsius, as usual, because I like how the nice and thin, so that it can get into these little narrow areas really easy. All right, so let's go ahead and get pouring. So this will be one side. The clear. Now you don't want to overfill this section because these little slots have to fit into these little slots. If you overfill it, it's too thick. So what I do is take a toothpick and make sure that it gets into the edges. But that I don't pour it too thick. And I kind of feel like I did. So once again, I'm going to take a little out. Because it's just a waste of epoxy if these are too thick. So now I've gone from having one side clear having one side being green and the rest of it clear. Again, don't do anything too thick on this project. Alright. So now I'll put a little, how much do I have left? 100, good. Actually, I might be a little short, but that's alright. is not turning out the way I anticipated it at all. I'm just gonna have the bottom be green, the top. This is why it's really important to be careful in your pours and just go slow. Okay. I'll just add a little green so that the box isn't totally boring. I was kind of thinking I was going to end up with a little bit extra so I could make another butterfly, but not looking to be the case. And this was 250 milliliters I did. And it seems to have worked out. So 230 was a little short. That's why it's good to always do a bit extra in your mixes so that you always have the excess. And then I don't like wasting epoxy, so I always have a backup plan, as it were. So you can put designs in your mica, but those just go away when you let it sit. And so if you are planning on having designs, you have to keep on top of that. Kind of feeling like that might be a little too much. Woo. Let's not burn that. All right, so I'm gonna let that sit, and then I'm gonna show you a build because I did another one and I used the glue gun and it just was a miraculous fail. Because this box isn't very well constructed. I've actually ordered another one to see if, the way that the ends are, you have to build it like this. So taking it off, it can all fall out, which is kind of weird. So I will be getting that box here in the next few days, that mold. I'll build one of those with you guys. And that way you can see, see how I did the design? But you can see that swirl I put in there a minute ago is already gone. So as it cools, just come back and redesign in it. because they slowly disappear as it cools off. Okay, that's it for now. Okay, so looks like we're all cured up as far as the new Dominoes are concerned. So we're gonna pop them out. Let's see what these babies look like. Ooh, sparkly. Cool. So now I've got the markers that I'm going to use, and I think the silver is going to be too dark, so I'm going to use the white on these guys. And then this is still a little squishy, but I'm okay with that because yeah, maybe I'm not. Interesting. It's stuck to something. I've got some weird, I can sand that off though, so that's okay. But I want to be able to get these glued together. And I tried the glue gun on the last version and it really did not turn out. So this time I'm actually going to use, it's really weird coming out today. Take a look at that. This tacky glue. It's quick drying, so it's nice and easy to use. As long as we don't pour it too thick. Because if these guys get poured too thick, you can't get them into the slots. Oh yay, they're perfect. Okay, make sure this one's good. Yep. Poured to the perfect thickness. Very exciting. I think I'm going to use this one as the bottom and this one as the top. So I'm going to do the gluing one at a time because I want to make sure that it sticks. It doesn't make too much of a mess. Okay. Kind of tap it into, put it into the slot. I'm hoping it doesn't, or hoping it dries. It's the first time I've used it on clear. You can hear one of my dogs in the background. That's great. All right. And clean it up so that it's not a mess. And then make sure it's perfectly centered. So, give it its 1 minute while we do the next one. Again, tapping it in, make sure that it's getting all the edges. Slide in. Clean that edge up a little bit. Now, if this is white, I'm going to be stuck with it, but I'll find a better solution that's clear for the next version. that's centered in there. Perfect. Cool. Now these puppies will do their little dry trick. And let me grab my white pen because, yeah, this is the silver. And then I've got a thinner white pen coming because these guys are, the tips are perfect for these big dots, but the little skinny bar, they're way too thick. So those pens are supposed to be coming this evening. Okay. So get them shaken up. It's a brand new pen, obviously, so gotta get it to get the paint to come out. Here it comes. This is the fun part. Okay. And you literally just dot each one of these. I think that's a really good contrast. You can really see it pop. The last ones I did silver, and you couldn't really see the dots very well. So this works out perfect. All right, I'm gonna work on all of these dots, and then I'm gonna glue the edges on this one, and I'll come back and show you the final product. Okay, so here is the final glued version. It's glued all right. I see. Okay. I was trying to open it at the wrong end. Okay, so here's the final glued. I don't think that I'm going to use the tacky glue in future. I think I will just use straight up. I've got a lot of cleaning to do because of that tacky glue. So you can see here how the tacky glue kind of gummed it up. So I think in future I will use just straight super glue. But I don't really know if I like this box configuration, so I've ordered another thing that I'll show you in another video. But there's our Domino's case, and it's all sealed up together.